And we're alive. That's right. No countdown. Straight to it. Hello, everybody. Not wasting time because countdowns waste time.
Why is Tina upside down?
Is Tina upside down?
No, not again.
Because I didn't use Tina's program.
Tina's not using Tina's program anymore. So
did you see it? It was weird.
Yeah, you sent me the picture. That was crazy.
Well, I sent you a picture. I don't know about sending you a picture. That's fine. If I don't pick on you, who will?
That's true. Well, no, there'll be
a lot of other people picking on you. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Not Wasting Time episode. I have no clue because I don't number my episodes and
you can start over since you haven't been on in like a month.
I was on last week. Well, no. Well,
you were on last
week.
I lost track.
What did I do last week?
You were bugging Kenzie with Legos.
Oh, that's the best.
Yep.
She loves it when I build Legos with her, or she builds Legos and I mess with her.
Have you got that done yet?
No, no. So it is Super Fluffy Yeti. Welcome in. Yes, it's Sherlock discussion episode 2. So let's get to the chat before we get too far in. Like yesterday, I think Tina took about a half hour?
It's 25 minutes.
25 minutes before she got there. All right, Super Fluffy Yeti, welcome
Not
in.
my fault.
This is our dream. Jeff, welcome in. Glenn again, welcome in. Annie. And I think that's about it for now. So, Daniel, welcome in Disfinity. Today I have Russ Stapleton from What in a World with Russ and Tina from Tina Marie's Place. Now, is it Tina Marie Place or Tina Marie's Place?
T. Marie's Place.
T. Marie Place, because I think that's how you spell it.
Yeah, there's an apostrophe S.
Is there?
Yeah, you could see it in my name.
Yeah,
right there.
There it is. I'm the one who made her logo. I know.
Sure, it's true.
So I messed up with my description, but that's fine.
You're fine. I don't care. If people want to find me, they'll find me.
You know how many times people put an E in my name? CEY? It drives me nuts.
It's a good thing they don't call you Teresa.
That's right. Whoa.
We won't go there, though.
We won't go there. I got to chapter 11 or chapter 14.
Oh, no. We're not going to talk Sherlock today. We're going to talk other things.
We're not going to talk Bond today. We're going to be talking Sherlock from BBC's Sherlock, episode 2 of the series 1. Because across the pond, every season is called a series. And so this would be episode of series 1, which is The Blind Banker. Yes.
This is one of my favorite episodes.
It is a pretty cool episode. I mean, you see John struggling with money, which it happens. I mean, everybody, here he is. I think he's a veteran on a pension, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And here he's a doctor, and of course he's hanging out with Sherlock, which means late nights and shenanigans.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So. And let's not forget one more piece of housekeeping to do. The Live Place. Thank you, Dean, from the Live Place, for hosting my stream on the Live Place at 4:00. You want to find a family-friendly stream? Hopefully, we'll keep this family-friendly. Check out the Live Place, and that's why book club's not on the Live Place, but. We blame Tina for the inappropriateness.
Oh, don't even start with me. Me?
Me?
What do you mean?
I'm innocent.
I'm innocent, Tracy. I was just going to say. And there you go.
Yes, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. So we start out the episode. We have John Watson, who is trying to shop, and he's not getting anywhere because he doesn't have the funds.
Mhm.
In the process of us watching John Watson, you got Sherlock back at the apartment fighting.
Yep.
And what is so hilarious about this is that when Watson comes back home, there is Sherlock just sitting in his chair, like nothing has happened while everybody's out. Welcome in, Amy, AJC Magic. So what did you guys think of this episode? I don't know how far you got, Tina.
I got about a half hour, a little more in, and then I fast forwarded through some of the parts that I remembered, and then went to the end. This episode was interesting. I really enjoyed a lot of the aspects of one of my favorite parts was in Sherlock well, I'll get to it after.
And no, Jeff, Dr. Strange is not Sherlock Holmes.
Here he is.
But the actor is.
Oh. Excuse me. I was like, wait, what?
Sherlock Holmes, the guy who plays Sherlock Holmes, is Benedict Cumberbatch, who also plays Doctor Strange.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
And Smaug.
And Smaug, yes. He's the voice of Smaug, and the actor who plays John Watson, he's the special agent in
Black
Panther.
That's right.
And he also plays Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbits trilogy.
Yep. Gotta love
All right,
tie-ins.
thank you for coming in, Annie.
All because of Sherlock, the Sherlock roles.
Exactly, and this is what made them famous, and bringing them over. It was great. And then on top of that is, it's great writing. Like Super Fluffy Yeti says, great dialogue moment, John. Because I had a row in the shop with a chip and pin machine.
Yeah.
Sherlock, you had a row with a machine, John. Sort of. It sat there, and I shouted abuse at it. Welcome in, Garrett, from Monarch Moments.
Yeah, the dry humor in it is hilarious.
Yes.
You know? And again, it's that British humor too. So I mean, you know.
And I originally invited Dan on, but Dan said he's still not feeling well. So hopefully, having a Brit's perspective on it would be cool. But then again, looking at it as an American, looking at the British show, I mean, like Doctor Who, when we talk about Doctor Who, we don't get it right away, but then you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
So
when I first watched these, it was when I was in New Zealand, and it was on the BBC show, channels, and so it was fun watching it there.
And welcome in, Lisa. It's Joey's World. Hashtag Joey Rocks. Yeah, the humor's great. I mean, you got that quick-witted, and like there's a point in time where like in the show Sherlock's going to get another opinion, and John just throws out, you need another opinion? You need information from somebody? Like he doesn't have it all up there in his head.
Well, he relies on his experts on those little things. So it's just funny that they're usually the street people that you wouldn't expect,
but they are. Welcome in, Nick, Movie Mania Nick.
Mm-hmm. And in the books, that's what he would do too. He would go to the people in the underworld and the criminals that he knew and trusted.
Well, yeah,
to get information. So
it's pretty cool. And when you look at it, I mean, think about the bleed over from what Sherlock does in other movies and other types of movies. John Wick, if you've watched John Wick, he uses the underworld and the homeless society that is created to move information around. Welcome in, gobble gobble, Mike Wheeler. By the way, Mike Wheeler is going to host a family reunion for the Turkey Coop down at his house in about a year or two.
Okay, what the heck did I miss?
And I heard Garrett's flying us all down there.
Oh goodness.
That's what I heard. That's what he messaged me, at least.
Nice. I like the logo. Noticed.
Yeah, go for it, Tracy. Yep, I got Garrett's credit card number, so we're gonna just book all kinds of flights. Don't ask me how I got it.
We'll call Garrett Sherlock with giving us the credit card, like he did Watson.
Yes. So, and then Sherlock is called by an old college friend of his, and they show up at the bank. Huh?
Sebastian.
And I love the gameplay that he has. You know, you've been around the world a couple of times, and then at the end, the guy's like, he did this at college, and everybody would be, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You want to come in?
No, I have class soon. I'm gonna get my stuff.
Do you want to come and say hi?
Hi. I cannot.
Hi.
Okay, now I can hear you. Hello. No, I have an earbud in. Jasmine's in here now, so you can do it.
You don't want to go to class. You want to join us.
I don't want to go to class. You are right. But sadly,
Just turn the microphone, Tracy, so that we can hear her playing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
no. Oh, I need this read.
Which read do you need?
I don't know. I forgot.
Please stand by. We'll get back to the Sherlock discussion shortly.
I forgot which read I used. I think it's this
Well, I'll talk about it a little bit because we kind of skipped over the whole
Yeah, go ahead.
museum part because that's the real beginning was the
Oh, that's true.
museum.
Right.
with the Chinese teapot ceremony and the girl who we later learn is named Su Lin, and that's our kind of first introduction to that. This is kind of a Chinese type thing. It's going to be there's a lot of the Chinese culture in this. So, but yeah,
Oreo.
Oh, don't even tease me. I gotta go to the store when we're done. Oh, rub it in. Keep it going. Go ahead.
Mike Wheeler said, Myers and the Mouse has a new house that they can host at.
Oh, true.
and then Jeff and Ange as well. So
I can't intrude too much. I'm going to quit my job and move down there. I'm going to spend a week on Jeff's couch and then another week over at Myers and the Mouse house and then just keep flip-flopping.
well, I got a couch too. So
Yeah.
That's true. So I got 3.
yeah,
I might just take a drive over to Tampa and hang out with Lisa for a while.
There you go.
All I have to do is pay Lisa's food bill for a week.
Uh-huh.
you'll be paying a lot.
Oh. So yeah, I missed all the details of the museum. Like I saw the beginning scene and then so the girl, because of what she does, because I skimmed through, I kind of missed all of the details of what happened with her. So I'm going to be interested to really hear about what happens because I haven't seen this episode in years.
It's a very sad story, Tina.
Oh, great. Yeah.
All right, so Super Fluffy Eddie said, I love how John and his date think they're going to a regular circus, and it turns out to be something quite different with Sherlock joining in.
Yeah.
Some date.
That's funny.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing. When you're thinking about a circus, you don't think about the other types of circus. Almost like it seemed to me it was more of a magic show or what you would see with Circus LA.
Yeah.
Yep.
A Chinese circus is much more about kind of the mystical type stuff, the dragons and demons and that kind of, they wear the masks and it's much more like an opera, with opera in the sense that they're not actually singing, but it's Chinese opera is basically a show and they'll use their martial arts, they'll use dance, they'll use, weapons. They'll use some sort of death-defying thing, like in a circus. And that's where I think that's actually where the circus originated. The word circus, or the whole concept of the circus originated, was in ancient China. But yeah,
Jeff is always good for a laugh too.
Jeff's good for a lot of things.
I could send him the link too, but then again, I don't know if he's watched it or he might be working and is in a meeting. So,
it's on Netflix, Jeff.
Yeah.
The Dr. Sherlock, yeah, it's on Netflix, which you can see. Which unfortunately, like they took out Doctor Who, but they still have Sherlock. So Sherlock is always good to kind of give your fix, your BBC fix.
Yep.
Do you hear it?
Just faintly.
She would be like, "You can hear that?" Yeah, she's got class from 4:30 to 6. And I took her studio from her. But so, yeah, we got the Chinese. She's doing the pot, and you got the boy who's kind of stop listening to me.
Oh, that's
Stop watching the show, Kenzie.
Do your classwork. Oh, wait a second. I can't tell anybody not to stop watching me. So Sarah John's short-term girlfriend is a great add to this episode and the next. Yes, I mean the short-term girlfriend, and obviously, if you've watched all of these episodes, you know that John has a different path altogether.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting here, he interviews for a job, and they're like, "Yeah, you're super overqualified," and he's like, "Listen, I just need a job," But you got the guy who's trying to date the Chinese girl who he finds. I got distracted by Jeff's comment, so I don't know why he put 3 blind mice, but I don't know if he's talking about us 3. Don't know. And then
Oh, he's doing Kenzie's music is what he's doing. Singing.
Oh.
It's very light.
Yeah, you can't hear it.
So and then we got to the blind banker, and we get there and we find that somebody, they want to hire him to find out who vandalized this guy's office. How did
who broke in? They want to find out who broke in, how they broke in,
and how they would increase their security. And what I find funny in this scene is Sherlock has no interest in money, and I don't know how Sherlock gets money. Maybe he's inherently wealthy.
He is.
I don't know how it's really explained. I can't remember, but
well, later on in the show, we meet his brother, Bancroft.
Well, we meet him in the first episode.
Oh, that's true. He is in the first episode, and he's a government person, and then he also their family is wealthy. So, and we learn too that they have some tie-in with some criminal elements. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Such a good show. I really love what they do with the show.
I love the interplay between. We don't see Minecraft in this episode, but I love how they play off each other.
Yeah.
And Kenzie said she feels that his brother supports him, but then,
I think so.
Here he's offered what they offer him. What's it, 20,000 pounds, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah,
or
I
something?
can't remember.
I think the initial check was 5,000, to get started, and he's like, "No, I don't need that." Watson's like, "What? No."
I'll hold on to that for him.
So, and then
Tina froze, and she's like staring us down.
Ooh, Tina looks tough. She froze bad too.
Yeah. She'll be back.
Yeah. She's kind of got that look on, like, seriously.
Uh-huh.
So, then you got Sherlock doing his walking around the office.
I love that scene where he's like jumping around in the cubicles and trying to get the line of sight, trying to figure out what's going
Right.
on.
And
And
who's
everybody's like, what in the world? But
so
yeah,
then,
then he discovers that it's Van Koon's office
who can see it?
that is supposed to be able to see it and the message. So I bet her internet died. But yeah, she'll be back. So then that's where they go to the apartment, right?
Hold on a second. Something popped up and I hit it wrong button.
Okay.
I tried to close it.
Yeah, she just said the internet died.
Okay. We'll wait. I'll keep an eye out for you. Yeah. So he goes to the house to find, and he finds that Van Koon is shot.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, after aggravating Watson by not letting him in.
Yeah, which is a theme of this episode.
Well, yeah, he kind of keeps him out, which actually hurts Watson in the long run because then he's mistaken for Sherlock at the end. Right, holding Sherlock's check, misidentifying John as Sherlock. It's super important.
Yeah.
And then you have him outside waiting, and then we are introduced to the inspector, who doesn't care for Sherlock.
Yeah,
and they want to rule it as a suicide. And then Sherlock pretty much dismisses that suicide within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
What season are they in now? Well, unfortunately, Nick, they are no longer making any more Sherlocks. And if the thing is with the Sherlocks, I think there's only 3 episodes per series, and I think they did one special. And I think what took them so long to get everything together is the first series, John or Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman weren't so known. I mean, Martin Freeman was in the BBC's Office, but he was, the more they got popular, the harder it was for them to come back and film an episode. So I was worried Lestrade was not going to be in any future episodes with this detective being introduced. Yeah. What the good thing is we're, most of us have seen the future of what's coming up. And I remember, they're coming back. And I love the gameplay that they have between each other. Mm-hmm. And he pretty much says, this guy's left-handed. Why would he shoot himself with his right?
Right. And that's the thing. Like he's shooting all this proof out and telling everything. But again, this guy is like, well, I already know your reputation. I'm not listening to you. Because he, and that's that's the way everybody treats Sherlock. They just kind of dismiss everything he says because they think he's crazy. So.
She stopped playing.
Mm-hmm.
Tina says, I love that we're getting background music. Actually suits the stream.
Yeah.
And it's her playing music, so it's not like I'm bringing music in. I don't know. Does that hurt the copyright? I'm not sure.
No, you'll be fine.
Not that I'm worried about it. Tina, your face froze very funny.
Yeah. I know. Garrett sent me a text with a picture. Thanks, Garrett. Can always count on you, buddy boy.
Yeah. And Kenzie brings up the show, The Mentalist. It's an American TV show that was on in the early, late to early 2010s, or late 2000, early 2010s. It's the same type of episode where Jane just goes crazy, and I love that show. I've watched almost all the episodes.
Well, you got to think too, because most of the time the Scotland Yard they think of as Sherlock as kind of a nuisance because he's always just like showing up and interfering with investigations and so that's the thing is that they don't really want him meddling they may or may not know that he is this good,
Right.
and they can't figure out what he's doing. But then it also makes them look bad because they're not doing their work, So
Yes, thank you, Super Fluffy Yeti. He says there's 4 seasons total with 3 episodes per season, not counting the mini episodes and a special. Right, yeah. And like I said, they haven't filmed a new one in a long time, and I think they kind of left it off. The last episode that they had kind of left it off with a cliffhanger, and I don't know if they're planning to get back to it.
I don't think they did, though. I thought it was a nice closure, actually. Just in my humble opinion.
It's been a while since I watched the last episode. Was the last episode the one where Moriarty's back?
I don't remember. I just remember certain family member that. So maybe that was the cliffhanger that.
the last one that I remember watching is with the whole Mind Palace thing.
Yeah, and I think that was the special episode, the whole Mind Palace. But then there was one. I thought the last one was where Minecraft was setting him on a plane, and then Moriarty's face and came back and said, "Do you miss me yet?"
Okay, I can't remember.
Right, but
that, and then I also get it kind of mixed up with Elementary. So
yeah, I used to watch Elementary on back when it first came out, and I thought that was an interesting take on, because these two shows were going on about the same time. The only difference is the American episodes were 23 episodes, were over in the BBC they were getting 3.
Yeah.
But then again, they are also an hour and a half long. So it's not like you're watching an hour drama, you're watching an hour and a half drama.
Well, BBC doesn't have all of the commercials.
Correct. I mean, we get our TV shows more or less like 40 minutes or 35 to 40 minutes. So what do you think, Tina? Did you stare at Benedict Cumberbatch high cheekbones and go, he's dreamy?
No, I do not find him all that attractive, I have to say. Just not my cup of tea. Yeah, so I could very easily focus on this episode and not think things I shouldn't think. So,
I was going to say, so you're a John Watson type of girl.
A little bit more attractive, but also not really my cup of tea. I will say the show is my cup of tea, though. I really enjoy how Cumberbatch plays the role of Sherlock. I think he did excellent. I think he was just superb. And I love Morgan. Not Morgan Freeman.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman. Thank you. I really think that he did a really good Watson, too. I think the dynamic between the two of them is excellent. I love that. What was the beginning? It was the quote. Hold on. Ooh.
Okay. Welcome in, Pam. Welcome in, Will, the hitchhiking
I
bum.
wanted to highlight this quote.
Did you highlight a quote?
At the beginning, because my internet cut out on me. But the quote that the museum worker says at the beginning, she says, "Sometimes you have to look hard at something to see its value." I really love that. Love that quote.
Right.
And I think that that's, to me, that's Sherlock to a T in itself, because that's how he looks at things. And he, like, so at one point during the show where he's just sitting there, I think it was after, oh gosh, I don't know, it was after one of the scenes where he's contemplating the graffiti that was in the bank's office. And he's like, all these little sub letters and numbers in Chinese that keep popping up and these symbols and stuff. And he's sitting there and he's like this. And it was like after Watson came from an interview and he says to Watson, "I asked you to hand me a pen." And Watson goes, "When?" "About an hour ago." And he says, "Oh, I see you missed me slipping out then." Yeah. And like I just sat there and I was looking at him and he's just staring like this. And I'm like, you got to really be processing what's going on to really try to dissect things. You have to be like, that you dedicate 100% of yourself, like in your mind, your tunnel vision on that subject to really be able to try to decipher and decode what's really going on. And I think he's brilliant. So I know it's just a character, but there are people that really do this.
Of course, though, at the end, though, he's sitting there, he's got that tunnel vision, and Sarah comes in and figures it out almost immediately.
That's interesting.
But what's great about the whole dynamic is it takes all of these characters together. I mean, then we flash to the reporter, the reporter being chased and then he being killed.
Yep.
And then you get they're going to the library and they find the same characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like how they do go to this expert and it comes out that it's a graffiti artist who leaves John holding literally holding the bag full of spray cans.
Yeah.
And
the police officer who runs up is actually another funny actor that's in several other BBC shows, and so it's kind of a little cameo. It's funny. So
See, I think it's funny. Like, so that scene, and I don't know because like I said, I cut the middle out and I just flash forwarded. But
that's fine.
So that scene where they leave Watson with the bag and the spray can in his hand, and having to defend the fact that he is not the graffiti artist, and then compared to the end where he has to defend the fact that he's not Sherlock when he gets captured.
Yeah.
It's like this running theme with poor Watson. It gets stuck with the bad egg, and he's like, I'm just me. And, and he knows his character, and his character is not these other people. And I just thought that was funny. But yeah, I jumped ahead a little. Sorry, guys.
No, that's fine.
Well, I was going to go. Yeah, we kind
We're
of
jumping all over the place here.
And we are jumping all over the place. They go to the Lucky Cat, right? They figure out that they got to go to the Lucky Cat.
Don't you love it when the woman goes? Don't you love it when the woman
guy
goes?
that has a crush on Sue Lynn goes to the Lucky Cat and leaves a note.
Well, no, he goes to her apartment, which is next door to the Lucky Cat.
Oh, which is next door to the Lucky Cat, yes. And
but don't you love it when the cat and the woman it's like, "Do you want to buy a cat?"
I love
for
that.
Girlfriend, for wife.
The cat cracks me up.
Which is another interesting thing about the fact that they've set up their operation at the Lucky Cat, which is right next to Sue Lynn's apartment.
Or did Sue Lynn's apartment?
I think it was the other way around.
Well,
I think that they got to the that's what they've done. They're using this because they also know that she's there, because that's the whole story with her,
because she's trying to
get
away, and they were right underneath her.
They were right underneath her, and that's what she didn't realize. Because that's kind of the story there, Tina, is that Sue Lynn was her and her brother were orphans, and they were raised by this Black Lotus syndicate, and the brother basically becomes here. I'll wait for her. You right?
Did you swallow something? Did you swallow something wrong?
I sneezed.
That was one heck of a sneeze. It took you out for a couple minutes.
That's how I sneeze. Sorry.
But no, so her brother ends up being kind of brainwashed by the general. Oh, she's gonna do it again.
Yep. Just keep going. I'm listening.
Usually my sneezes come in 3, so.
Yeah, well, mine come in 8, 9, and 10. So.
And so and later on we see that he's been brainwashed. He's the spider,
right?
My drive's done.
What was that?
All right, who's got the foul?
It's very loud. It buzzes. Yeah,
Oh.
my drive's done. And so they actually send him to kill her,
which is weird, but that he actually does it.
He does.
Wait.
What?
Yeah, hold on. Because maybe the sneeze did throw me for a loop. What happened?
All right, so when they finally meet Sue Lynn, at the when they catch her living in the museum because she's taking care of the teapots, and he had noticed that there was something different between the teapots. He catches her, and her brother also shows up there. Her brother and her were orphans. They were working for the Black Lotus. She escaped and she got a job and she thought she was going to get out of the life. When this item comes up missing, they go to her and say, "We need your help looking for this." And she turns them down. They send her brother to assassinate her, and then he does.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
Even though
he
John
goes and shoots up the
Sherlock,
museum to distract them.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
trying to
okay.
protect her. And then what we get out of that is that Sulin was actually translating what those characters were. We kind of skipped ahead a little bit more because
Yeah.
I liked
We're jumping all over.
yeah, I know. I liked how John Watson was the one who found the graffiti, the cipher,
That scene's funny.
and then he comes back in 10 minutes, it's gone.
Yeah.
I love that scene because he's like staring into his eyes and like they're spinning around and like, Watson, you remember this, right?
I need you to remember.
I need you to remember. Most people, they lose like 35% of their memory within like 2 minutes, or whatever like this. And it's like, yes, I remember. I took a picture.
If you ask my wife, I lose about 95% of my short-term memory as soon as I'm about to go to the store.
Yep. Me too.
But yet you can remember every single thing about every Star Wars book ever.
I know, right?
So she just needs to start writing her shopping list in a Star Wars book.
Ooh.
And tearing a page out of your book and handing it to you.
Well,
Whoa. Sacrilege.
It has to be like in a code. So Tracy will have to decipher it.
Go get a Ronto wrap burger, or don't forget the
So you can't even remember now.
don't forget the Endor trees or Endor paper products.
What's an indoor tree?
And
Oh.
the Endor.
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 I was like,
If she asked me to bring back Ewok steaks, I know there's a problem with her.
oh man.
Yeah, see, Garrett wants an Ewok.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he doesn't dress poor Gabe up as an Ewok.
Oh, I bet he has pictures. I bet he has.
Yeah, he's got pictures. He's got too many pictures.
He could make a whole album.
So then, he took the picture, and now they're trying to decipher it, and he, welcome home, and welcome in, Chris. Dad builds.
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Feel better. Put some ice on it.
Are you just working with your pinkies today?
He's like, either that or one-handed, because they only did one hand.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So then she works on the cipher, and I also love how the fact that they split up and they end up back at the same house.
Yeah.
Same place.
Yeah, Sherlock goes to the where does he go? He goes back to the apartment.
Right.
And then Watson goes to Scotland Yard. Yeah. So
And yes, the guy who plays Mycroft actually wrote this. He also had a lot of the writing for Doctor Who, so that's why you see a lot of good writing out of it.
Yeah.
What I found interesting is like when Sherlock and when they're searching for all of the graffiti, he goes to a poster and he rips a piece of the poster off. And I'm thinking when I first see that, he's looking for graffiti underneath, not realizing that's an important part of the future of this episode, because that's the circus they go to, and they're only in town for one day.
Well, I didn't forget too. He didn't go back to the apartment. He went to the office and questioned the secretary.
Right.
And that's where he discovers the hand soap.
And that's where, and then John's going back to the investigator who gets his the diary from the first guy or the second guy, and then they're moving all over.
And then they end up back at the Lucky Cat. So Yeah.
Red Dwarf. No, I don't think I have, Nick. I don't think I've seen Red Dwarf. I think that's it's one of the British comedies that are done by Simon Pegg and his buddy there, if I'm not mistaken. The one that did Shaun of the Dead. That's
Oh.
what we're gonna do a Shaun of the Dead one. It's the only. It's the only zombie movie I watch.
Yeah.
Is it the mock version for like
Yes.
Dawn of the Dead?
Yes.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
The British pub and it's funny.
Uh,
I think I've seen that one. I want to go look it up.
so then, we're getting there. We're all over the place, but we're getting there.
Well, I think we're back. We've kind of covered everything in random order, but we've kind of covered up to where now they've figured out that they're smuggling Chinese antiquities in, and the two guys work for the Black Lotus, right? That's kind of where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline dead. Garrett, I don't understand. But maybe they'll let me know. Well, what's important is when they're in Sulin's apartment and Sherlock's getting attacked because he realizes that the person is still there. This is the first time you actually see the Black Lotus.
Right.
And then all of that whole thing coming back at the end where, and we'll get to the quote, which I like the one quote out of this when we get there. So Sherlock convinced Watson to buy a ticket for the circus of the date that he has, which is a coworker from the new job he's got. So it's not really a circus. I love the fact that they're at the will call window and they were like 2 for Sherlock, and the guy comes back and goes, well, we have 3 for Sherlock, and he was like, no, I only bought 2. And then Sherlock pops in and says, and I called back later and added a 3rd for myself, or something to that effect.
Yeah,
he's so amazing. Like, I would love to have Sherlock as a friend.
Well, it's funny too because then he's like introduces Sarah, John does, and Sherlock's like, hi, how you doing? And then walks away because he's there to investigate.
Yeah. He's not there for the shenanigans that Watson's there for.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's funny because then John pulls him aside and he's like, why are you doing this? I'm trying to get with her. And she's like standing right there. So
she pops right in. All right, dinner is ready. Have to go. Hugs and thank you, Pam. And
Hi, Pam.
I could use some dinner, Pam.
Me too.
I just finished my dinner, or a late lunch.
I think Billy's coming home and making mine. I'm sorry, I was distracted by putting something up here. It looked like Beast was on the floor. I think Kenzie was kicking him around under here or something.
She would never do that.
It fell off the shelf.
Probably from your dancing yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's
Wait.
true.
You were dancing?
On your stream.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
She's blocked it out of her mind.
Yeah, it's all a blur at this point.
I think all the people who want to be friends with Sherlock end up being treated like Molly. Although, to be fair, Molly has a real crush on Sherlock. Yes. No, Garrett, I didn't dance. Do not go watch Tina's show yesterday.
Yes, he did.
Well, I was gonna say you did text me last night and ask where the stream was, but you definitely need to go back and watch like the whole thing and probably record all of it. So.
Please don't.
So does they do the circus and you see the guy that they have the weight and the arrow. The guy escapes the crossbow before it hits the trigger. So that's interesting. And it also comes back with the high intense where John and his date Sarah has been kidnapped by the Black Lotus.
Yeah.
And you know what? We did skip ahead because there's a time in there where they actually take the investigator and say these people are connected. The two dead people are connected, and they show him the Black Lotus on their feet, which finally gets him to go, okay.
Yeah, yeah. He finally because the whole time every time they go to him, he's like, well, where's your evidence? And they don't have it. You know, it's all still a theory, but Sherlock knows he's right, but he just doesn't have any way of proving his work. You know, so.
Nick, I have watched at least one of those. I don't think I've watched both of them, and yes, they are doing another one.
Yeah,
hopefully,
so.
I guess they're hoping that Robert Downey Jr.'s name will bring him some coming into this.
I enjoy those movies. They're not the greatest, but I mean they're fun. So
I did not watch the Will Ferrell version.
No, heck no.
I did not. I love Will Ferrell, but I did not watch that one.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, we could do a stream on just Will Ferrell.
Oh gosh.
Please no.
What do you mean, please no?
He's not a favorite. I like him in some things, and others I could do without.
Yeah.
Oh, Talladega Nights is classic.
I like Elf.
I
like the Lego Movie.
I haven't seen the Lego Movie. I like him in Elf.
You've not seen the Lego Movie?
Everything is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So
anymore.
What's that?
Everyone's gonna unfriend me.
No, but I will show this.
Oh no.
So, John's captured with his date, and they have him on, and the person, the leader, is convinced that she has Sherlock, and he knows where it all is. And then Sherlock shows up and takes care of the bad guys, but it was John Watson who knocked the crossbow to kill the guy who was about to kill Sherlock.
Right. Well, we skipped a part again.
Did we?
Yeah.
There's a good chance we might have.
The whole series of the London A to Z book.
Oh
and
yeah,
Oh,
that was the cipher. And the cipher and the code itself was old street merchant Chinese.
Yeah.
Right. So
numbers.
And then he had to find a book, and he, all those books, and they were going through it. And then John waking up the next day, or going to work the next day, falling asleep at work. And do you hear it?
Huh?
Do you hear it?
Yeah, I do a little bit now. Yeah.
The 3 reasons John is thought to be Sherlock. He had Sherlock's credit card, which that's what he had when he went and bought it. Sebastian's check to Sherlock, and the circus tickets in his name. But not only that, Super Fluffy Yeti, what else happened was when Sherlock was being attacked, right? And there is John going through the mail slot, calling himself, "Oh, I am the great Sherlock Holmes, and I don't need help." And so there's other things.
Yeah.
There's other things that kind of made other people believe it was that John was Sherlock. And what I liked, the one line I liked in this part of it was, "We sent assassins to kill you. And how do you know we didn't want you killed? Because we sent assassins. They would have killed you if they wanted you dead."
Well, of course, we find out what they're looking for. It's this jade pin, this hairpin, and like it's worth $9 million. That's what the code.
9 million pounds.
$9 million. Sorry, 9 million pounds for the jade pin, and it says Dragon Pin Black Tramway is the code. And
hold on,
hold
on, Russ. What did you say, Tina?
No, I'm just saying, can somebody gift me a jade hairpin, please? That'd be great.
So the cipher said what?
9 mil for jade pin, Dragon Den, Black Tramway.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that's basically, that was the meeting point to where they were supposed to bring the pin when they had it. And to me, you know, Shan, the general, they were putting Sherlock on the trail so that he would find the pin for them, because they didn't know where it was, and they still don't know where it was.
And that's why they didn't want to kill him, because if they would have killed him, he wouldn't have found the pin.
Exactly. But now they think that he has it, that he did find it, and so that's why they've taken John and Sarah, thinking that he's Sherlock.
Correct. And then we get Sherlock, who does find the jade pin, which was it's a hairpin. So, and I like the expression on the secretary. Huh?
The reaction at the end is funny.
Oh yeah, when he was like, "You have no idea how much this is worth,"
and she's like, "I'll bet he picked it up somewhere, or he stole it. He swiped it from somebody, thinking it was like, you know, worth a couple pounds."
Right, and then he turns it in, and they have the big news articles, and then you have the last tail end scene where the general is talking to M, which we all happen to know is Moriarty. If you've watched it up until this point, nobody knows who M is. It's just somebody, and you know,
you kind of deduce that it is, but
well, here's the thing: if you're not an avid fan of Sherlock Holmes, you probably wouldn't. If you started watching the show because it's Sherlock Holmes and it's Benedict Cumberbatch, and you have none of the lore of Sherlock Holmes, I guess you probably would have. Oh, who is M?
You know how I got introduced to Sherlock Holmes?
How?
Was Star Trek: The Next Generation?
Oh yes, Data.
With Data and the
hold on. Tina looks lost. Tina looks lost now.
You haven't watched Star Trek either?
You've watched
the old Star Trek.
The original Star Trek?
Yeah.
Well, the new Star Trek.
Star Trek: The Next Generation is in my opinion the best of them.
A lot of people say that, but I haven't seen, so I can't compare. For me, once I've seen the original of something, it stays with me. Like, so I caught on to Doctor Who with like the 9th Doctor, and so to go back and watch the old ones, yeah, they're good, but there's nothing that compares to that 9th Doctor. It sticks with me. You know what I mean? I'm a loyalist.
Garrett says you're not a nerd.
I don't know if I should.
Garrett's throwing down some words.
I
think yes. Like so the whole idea is Data.
Yeah,
Data. He creates a holodeck version of Sherlock. He plays Sherlock Holmes. He creates a holodeck version of Moriarty and gives him that whole Moriarty intelligence. And Moriarty finds out that he's just nothing but a hologram on a holodeck.
Yeah,
and that there's something out there. And yeah, so I remember watching that. And that's probably my first introduction, or one of the first introductions of Sherlock Holmes, and then just getting into it. And then my first real delve would be Elementary. Huh?
So we got Tina yawning.
No, it's not you guys. I'm just tired.
I mean, I did watch the Sherlock Holmes from the Robert Downey Jr. I think I did watch 1 and 2. I kind of got the idea of the relationship. When everybody's heard It's Elementary, My Dear Watson, which isn't a line in any Sherlock Holmes book.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly the game is afoot.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I first came to know Sherlock Holmes. It was an old computer game. It was the case of the serrated shrapnel or whatever, and I love that game. I'll go back on the DOS emulator and I'll play it sometimes because it's so good. But yeah, and that was back in 1992, I think.
That's so far back there. Oh my God, that's so far back there.
That's like 30 years ago.
It's when I graduated.
Mm-hmm. That's why Tracy doesn't know how to use a computer.
That's why Tracy feels really old right now. So, you know, and also M takes care of the general by assassinating her.
Yes.
I have to say, if it wasn't for a book club, I don't think I would have actually picked up a Sherlock Holmes book.
Mhm.
But I got to say, I do appreciate that. That's one of the first books you picked up, because reading a classic like that, and then knowing the TV series, knowing Elementary, we've seen Elementary, so we have that idea. It Most of us have seen Elementary, and it puts a different spin on the whole Sherlock name. So it's just different. And I recommend Elementary. I liked Elementary. I just didn't get into the last couple seasons because I cut the cable. And
I
my
think
DVR rack.
I think it's really interesting that Sherlock Holmes is one of the oldest IPs in existence that is still popular. Like from, what it was written, in the 20s or 30s? I can't remember exactly when. And it's still popular today,
Yeah.
It's really cool how that is,
So Super Fluffy Yeti, the commentaries on these episodes are great. I don't have the DVD versions, and I usually will watch a movie with the commentaries. I've watched all Lord of the Ring movies with all of the commentaries.
Yeah, that's an all day thing.
That's an interesting look. I also watch Super Troopers with both commentaries because that's hilarious. Tina's looking at me like I don't know what Super Troopers is.
I remember that. I never saw it, but I remember it.
Yeah.
You never saw Super Troopers?
No, I didn't.
I could take or leave that one, but yeah.
Huh?
I could take or leave Super Troopers.
Oh no. I love Super Troopers.
Yeah. It's funny, but I've seen it.
The second one isn't as funny, but that's where shenanigans comes from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pistol whip the next one of you who says shenanigans. Super Fluffy Yeti says he is a commentary geek. I cannot get enough behind the scenes information. Me too. That's why I love streaming, but I love having that hard DVD with all the extras that come along with it, the commentaries and stuff like that. You get some of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't normally get by watching the movie itself. And I have now totally bored Tina.
No.
I think.
Well, I was just going to comment. So Glenn says, Tina, do you even watch TV? I was going to say, Glenn, she has 3 kids. So
she's got 3.
Probably one of the reasons why she's yawning. So.
Yeah, I'm just exhausted. Oh, I love Sherlock. So I'm not yawning because of you guys or because of Sherlock. I'm just wiped. And I've had a really trying day. So
yeah.
Well, she has 3 kids and a husband who she calls a kid, and then she's got her YouTube kids. Oh, and no. Monarch Moment says, "Oh, I actually was thinking of Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers is good too. I've watched that one too. Yeah. Not as good as the book. The book is much better than the movie in Starship Troopers. I have read that book.
Nice.
And Sherlock DVDs are available on Netflix service, worth a month of subscription. Oh, that's right. I think the Netflix has the DVD. I don't think they split anymore, so you can actually get the DVD.
Yeah.
No, I think it's still combined.
Oh, is it still combined?
They split.
I stopped doing
it. Back.
Yeah, here's the thing. They're going up in price.
They raised it $1.
They raised it $1.
Yeah.
That's $1.
But my only problem with all of that is now you got Discovery Plus. You've got CBS All Access. You have
because they know that everybody's cutting the cord, and this is the way they can make more money.
You can cut the cord, but then again, I'm not going to cut the cord and then spend, how many other subscription services. Right. Yeah. I'm going to end up paying what I paid for cable. So
yeah, exactly.
The smart ones are getting into it now, because I think in about a year or two, there's going to be people like, there's no way I'm going to hop on another streaming service.
Yeah.
So it's 5:00, guys. I want to thank you all for being here, Russ and Tina. If you have not watched it, go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's worth it. Netflix. It's worth the watch. And I will make a mention of the next time I do another Sherlock. And maybe after my Will Ferrell one, which Tina will totally have to sit down and watch all the Will Ferrell movies.
Oh, okay. If I must.
Yes, you must. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, chat, for being here. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up. If you've just come across me and you like my antics and me cracking fun of Tina, please consider subscribing, ringing the bell. I usually do my Thursday stream every Thursday. I'm hoping next Thursday I should still be good. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you, chat. Check out the live place for all family-friendly content out there, the streamers. And I don't know who else is on tonight, so...
Well, I just got my notification that This Is Our Dream is live at Hollywood Studios right now. So if you guys want to hop over there.
And then DePhilly Crew is live at 9.
DePhilly Crew is live at 9. This Is Our Dream, a good friends of mine, good friends of all of us here. Please check out the This Is Our Dream crew. What else was I going to say? Oh, don't forget, tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on Pete McDevitt, we have Kenzie Days in the hot seat. Now, I was messaged a while ago and said that I should be in the hot seat too, and I said no. But
He will. He will. Give him time.
I got to see how.
I've got my questions ready. I'm going to call in while I'm at Epcot tomorrow.
Oh, for Ken's?
Oh, yeah.
So, guys, check that out.
I had a conversation about it yesterday. So, yeah.
What do you got coming up on Saturday, Russ?
Saturday, we're going to be talking about what's going on in Disney parks right now. And so just going to have a good discussion. I'm hoping to get a lot of people in. I've got some that are West Coasters and some for East Coast. And so we'll have a good rounded conversation, I feel. But I just want to talk about kind of what's going on with Disney parks, what we're looking forward to, what we're not so much looking forward to. Just talking, just chatting. So I think that'll be fun. And then Nerd Talk is also on my channel on Sunday for episode 5 of WandaVision. So
sweet. And Tina?
Tuesday is book club, 3 p.m.
Oh
no.
That was some chapter.
And then next Wednesday, 5 p.m. on my channel, we're going to be talking nostalgic Disney. So some of the things from my first trip at Disney. I have some old photos to share and some things to discuss that I want to talk. And we'll have some friends on, I hope. So that'll be fun.
Well, I guess that won't be us. So.
Why?
Because we're new friends. We're new old friends.
You're older than me, so
I just figured after this chapter.
So that's what you're considering old friends. People that are older than you? Is my gray really coming in that much? I noticed that it's coming in over here too. I might have to dye my hair soon.
Purple.
I can't do that.
You can go back to the curly blonde.
Yeah. Oh wait, you were blonde?
Oh yeah.
Tina, have you not seen those pictures? Garrett, send her the pictures.
I'll see you off stream.
Garrett, send her the pictures.
All right, guys. I want to thank you guys here. Don't forget to catch out There's Our Dream, and thank you for giving me your Thursday.
Bye, guys.